from the eyes of the boy.
So after the meeting I had today with my social worker, I was so disappointed at the agency because I got no information at all, and I was told that my mother didn't want to see me, that she wasn't ready, and that I'd probably have to correspond with her for like at least a couple of months or years until she would be ready. But as we were leaving, all of a sudden my social worker came running out and she grabbed my arm and she was waving and being really excited, and she was like, she showed me her phone and she was saying that your mother just texted me, and because I told her that you're leaving on Wednesday, she wants to come up and see you tomorrow. It feels really strange because I had imagined that before going, and then I had to just kind of shut that out of my mind because all of a sudden it wasn't happening, and now it's back on. So it's been so much to take in. So I'm quite nervous. But we're going to go out and buy some gifts and stuff, so I think it will be good, but I just don't know how to feel yet because I'm just in shock. So I decided to get some tea that my Korean friend recommended was a really nice brand to get someone for a gift. So I picked out this tea set for my mother. It was just like a mix of different teas. Just like all of these kind of different, like, most popular flavours.
I had a sit down with a worker from Eastern Social Welfare Society, and I had already had a lot of information from the original file, but the things that I think were colored in were that my birth mother went into hiding for her entire pregnancy, and that I knew that my birth father was older than my birth mother by I think 12 years or so. The one interesting thing, and it was kind of very, very stressful, was they had an address on file in my adoption paperwork, and it just so happened that a single woman was living there, and they printed her picture out and they held it up next to mine, and they were trying to figure out similarities because they thought this woman was my birth mother. And I remember in that moment thinking, I am not ready for this. I don't think I'll ever be ready for this, and that's totally okay. They found out that it was not my birth mother, and that this just happened to be a woman that was living at the address. And then they thought that perhaps the address was a fake one. But through that experience, I realized that my curiosity with my adoption kind of ends at birth family stuff. I'm not too invested in that right now.
I had a file review today with my tour, and that went, I guess, better than I expected. I wasn't sure what to expect because I wasn't sure what all they had on file. Last night, I didn't sleep that well because I was really nervous, and then all kind of today, it was just kind of anxiety and nerves because I didn't know what was going to happen, how I was going to feel. I just knew it was going to be a really emotional thing. So when I saw my social worker come out with my file and I saw 11/11/88, which is my adoption day, it just kind of made it real, like, oh, that's my file. And I had no idea what would be in it, so the fact that it was as thick as it was kind of surprised me. The only information I knew was that my birth father passed away and that they couldn't find any information in KS's databases regarding my birth mother, but then they had put in an inquiry with the police. So that's kind of where it was left. And in the interview, she kind of dropped a bomb on me and said that A courier had made contact with my birth mother just last week. He, I guess, went to her address, asked if it was her. She said yes, and he had her sign. And I heard it, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then it took me back. I was like, wait. And so I asked her, I was like, wait, we found my birth mother? And she said yes. I think it was shock at first, because I heard it, but I don't think I heard it until a couple beats after. Even if nothing comes out of it, I think I'll still have that closure of, okay, she's alive. She doesn't want to meet me, and I respect that because she might be in a completely different situation, and that's okay. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but it's also kind of awesome that she does exist, just not quite within my reach yet.
I first started my birth search in 2004 when I was here for the first gathering. I had never really thought about doing a birth search, and honestly, I don't think in 2004 I even knew it was an option until I got here. And I had no expectations. I had been told I was left on a doorstep when I was 1 day old, and so, I thought, well, they're not going to have any records. And when we went out there, the social worker brought out my file, said, oh, you were born at, this particular hospital on this day, and, your birth mother arranged for us to be there to take you back here. And that initial shock of that statement, that intro statement, was so much for me. I was 27 years old, and hearing, this thing that I had believed for 27 years to be true, that I was left on a doorstep, that was just so heavy to me. And then what followed from there was, your birth mother's name is this. She was 20, he was 21, he was in the National Army. We have their national numbers. We could probably find them. Do you want us to? Like, okay, yeah, absolutely. I got really excited. I had brought these pictures with me to leave in my file, and she said, we'll search for 2 years, and if we don't find anything after 2 years, then we'll let you know. Okay, so I went back to San Diego, and I hired a private Korean tutor for 2 hours a week for almost 2 full years to teach me how to read, write, and speak Korean, because when I met them, I wanted to be able to talk with them. So 2 years later, almost to the day, I got a letter, and I remember opening it upside down, thinking pictures were gonna fall out, and I was so excited. And I pulled the letter out, and it was like, we looked, we can't find them. We think that, they might not have told us the truth about their names. Sorry, good luck. And that was it. I don't think I even knew I would be that upset, that disappointed that they didn't find anything. I think I thought, well, obviously they're gonna find something, and obviously this is gonna be exciting. And that was 2006, and I haven't thought about doing anything since because I don't wonder what happened. I think I've always kind of liked having fantasies that they're busy training for the Olympics or something. About a year ago, reached out to KSS again. 12 years ago, I was still a girl, and I could say, this is my birth name, and they could say, oh, we found your little girl. Now, initiating a birth family search, it's different, and it's not even just what will they think, it's what will whoever has to communicate that to them think, and how does that come across, and what role does that play in, and whether or not they want to meet me. I feel like, oh, if they met me, they'd like me, whatever, we'd have a great time, but it's, how does that even get to that point how do I help the agency understand, that I'm male, that my file will say that I'm a girl, that my birth name is, Jung, which I think is a girl's name, and trying to communicate that with them. Fortunately, Kim Holm helped me talk with the agency and explain to her, and she was really nice about it. She was like, yeah, it's okay, love who you are and you'll be fine. And I can't help but to think that's easier for somebody to say than the role that could play in a birth family's decision to meet me.
So we're going back to SWS, and hopefully we'll meet my mother. I was told that she would be coming in at 1 o'clock today, so I'm hoping she's made the journey and that she will be here. I'm slightly worried that she won't be because it's just been so much drama around this and so much back and forth, so I don't know. I'm just really nervous though. Because I don't get what would have changed from yesterday to today. Like, or even just like in those 20 minutes between leaving my meeting, being told that she didn't seem to want to meet you, to, yeah, she's coming tomorrow and you'll meet her. I don't get how that's changed. So that's kind of what's concerning me, like, I don't know. If she wants to be here or if she feels like there's just time pressure to come because she knows I'm leaving on Wednesday, that's why she came. That's what kind of worries me the most, I think, about this whole meeting. I kind of froze. I stopped almost in the doorway and I just, like, this is actually happening. I don't think I had actually realised that until the point where I walked into the room. And then my mother, she started crying and then I started crying. Nothing really got said for the first couple of minutes because we were both too overwhelmed by the situation. It was awkward, but it worked. Like, and I showed her some pictures from when I was small, and she took all of them, and she wanted them all to keep. She was really interested in asking lots of questions. So that was really nice to see. Like, she told me about my birth father a tiny bit as well, what she knew. She was just saying that was her first love and that she really loved him. So that was nice to hear that I came at least out of a loving relationship.
Sometimes I break down, sometimes I wither from the wind, piercing through my skin, in and out my soul. And then I realize that all I've ever learned to love is something I can never truly understand. You're just like a mystery, tell me what's underneath. I just won't figure like the shape of your silhouette.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.